Canelo, you a bitch. I'm putting it out there.
What I do, YouTube? It's your boy King David in this thing, and I'm back at y'all again with another video. So before I get going on this video, man, I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and hit that like button, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe so we can continue to grow like we need to grow on here. Alright, so with all that out the window, man, y'all see what the title of the video is: Demetrious Andrade versus Zach Parker, road to 3-weight world champ. You know what I mean? Alright, so yeah, man. So y'all see what it is, man. My guy, your guy, everybody's guy, Demetrious Boo Boo Andrade is back in the ring against Zach Parker. I believe the date, I don't know exactly what the date was. Sometime in May. He's going to be fighting the WBO interim 168-pound champion Zach Parker in his first fight at 168 pounds. Okay, now first of all, y'all need to understand that this is impressive. Okay, this is his first fight at that weight. Okay, in his first fight, he's fighting the interim champ. Okay, dude is gonna be much taller. Dude is gonna be much bigger size wise. Dude is also gonna have experience fighting at 168 pounds. I mean, cause let's be honest. Okay, when you fight at a different weight class, there's a lot of different nuances that you have to get used to. Okay, when you're carrying around extra weight, the stamina, how your speed ends up being affected as far as your performance wise, your power, does it translate up from 160 to 168? Also your punch resistance, how well are you able to take punches with that extra added weight? All these things play a factor when you're moving up in weight, and Andrade is fighting Zach Parker in his first fight at 168 pounds. You know, I predict that this would be a pretty entertaining fight. I watched a few fights from Zach Parker. You know, he's a pretty entertaining guy. He has good power, pretty technical boxing skills. He's pretty, I mean, honestly, man, if I gotta keep it a buck, the dude's straight up and down, no real special effects, you know, but he's solid. You know, he's a dude that's definitely very good for Andrade in his first fight at 168 pounds. You know, he'll definitely give Andrade a run for his money, and get out and kind of welcome Andrade to the new weight class. So I think that this is a good fight in his first step up. You know, I predict Andrade is definitely going to beat this dude. I predict it'll probably be a 12-round unanimous decision. I don't necessarily see Andrade stopping this dude in the first round or second round like he did with Jason Quigley Wiggly. I think this will go definitely 12, but I think it'll be entertaining as long as it lasts. You know, it'll be a tough, rough and rugged fight between Andrade and Zach Parker. But I think the biggest thing to talk about here is what comes after this Zach Parker fight, because, you know, this Zach Parker fight, I mean, we know what people are going to say about this fight. Even though it's probably going to be a pretty good fight, we're going to have the same fanboys who are going to come back with the bullshit and say, who's Zach Parker? Zach Parker ain't fight nobody. You know, who is he? What blah 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 blah. We know these dudes. We know what they gonna say already. So I think the most exciting part about this fight is what's to come after. You know, and I think for Andrade right now at 168, there are some potential big matchups at 168 pounds. You know, if he gets through Zach Parker, there's you know, there's Caleb Plant, there's David Benavidez, there's David Morrell. There's these other guys, and of course Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo Alvarez is the champion at the WBO champion at 168. You know, although I doubt Alvarez will fight Andrade, because I mean, let's face it, Alvarez is scared to death of Demetrious Andrade, and these are just facts. I mean, you know, it's gonna be people that's gonna come on here and, you know, they're gonna comment in my comment section and they're gonna say, what has Andrade done? What has he done? Who has he fought? I know what y'all gonna say already before y'all say it. Y'all gonna come on here spewing the same bullshit. Who has Andrade fought? I mean, like that has anything to do with the fact that Canelo Alvarez is scared to death of Demetrious Andrade. He just is. Okay, you don't duck a guy at 2 weight classes because you think you can beat him. You duck him because you think you're gonna lose. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So, you know, I think the entertaining thing is, again, what'll come after Zach Parker. I think the most talked about fight is the one between him and David Benavidez. Both Benavidez and Andrade have both expressed interest in the fight. They're kind of like on a collision course for each other, which I think is really dope. I think it'll be a big win for both fighters, whoever manages to get the win between the two, because I like David Benavidez. I would pick Andrade to win in that fight, but I like Benavidez, and I wouldn't be surprised if he won against Demetrious Andrade. I think whoever wins that fight, they're immediately propelled to pound for pound status, in my opinion, because to me, Demetrious Andrade is the best at 160. And David Benavidez is the best at 168. You know, although they haven't been given opportunities to prove that, they definitely were. They definitely had the most dynamic and the biggest wins at those weight classes, the longest reigning champions at those weight classes. So if they come together in a fight, the winner of that fight to me is pound for pound. No questions asked. You know, aside from all that, man, the politics are kind of fucked up with the fight, because we know that Benavidez's promoter is completely and utterly against an Andrade fight, you know. But then to top it off, there was a little thing between Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, almost like David Benavidez wanted to fight Caleb Plant in September, which, I mean, would be a good fight. But at the end of the day, if you're David Benavidez, if you got an option between Caleb Plant and Andrade, why in the fuck would you fight Caleb Plant, you know? A dude that just got knocked out. What the fuck for? You know? So I mean, we'll just see what happens, man. We'll just see what happens. I just think that Andrade, this is just a great move for him in his career to be at 168. I think there are better fights for him at 168 right now. We know Charlo don't want to fight him. We know Triple G don't want to fight him. There's just no more reason to hang around 160. Even if he got the build at 168, and then, you know, after a few fights, if he can't get nobody, moving up to 175 and becoming a 4-weight division champion, I think would be very dope. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be very dope if Andrade could do that. You know, if Andrade could get Zach Parker, beat Zach Parker, in his next fight, get Benavidez, and then in his next fight, maybe he could, you know, if he beats Benavidez, maybe he could fight like, you know, whoever's willing to fight him, you know. But if nobody's willing to fight him, like we know it happens in boxing, maybe he could fight some tomato can or somebody, you know, high up in the rankings, win that fight, maybe fight somebody else, win that fight, and then move up to 175 or something like that, and try to see who wants to smoke at 175, you know. I think that'll probably be a good little career move. I don't know if somebody like Andrade is ever going to get the opportunity to become undisputed. I just don't know that it'll ever happen. Too many dudes are just running from him. You know what I'm saying? Too many dudes are just running from him. So it seems like, for me, in order for him to be able to get fights, he's going to have to become a WBO super champion and go the WBO route and just secure victories you know, win belts at multiple weight classes. He's just going to have to go up and wait and keep going up till he can't go up no more and get these fights against these other guys. He has the skills to be able to do it. You know, he has the skills to be able to beat these dudes like a Joe Smith Jr. or Artur Beterbiev and things like that. I mean, they're dangerous fights. Don't get me wrong. They're dangerous fucking fights. But Andrade is 6'1". He has a 75 or 76 inch reach. You know, he's a naturally smaller guy, but he has the skills to be able to do it. You know, and I think that that's the route he's probably going to have to go, because these other dudes just don't want to fight him. You know, it's funny how a lot of the Canelo fanboys, like, they ramble and they're like, oh, well, you know, Canelo said these guys got to fight each other and then he'll fight the winner. Well, I'm really anxious to see, because now that Canelo has said that, I'm really anxious to see how many of you dudes are going to actually hold Canelo to his word. So if Benavidez and Andrade do fight, Canelo should fight the winner, right? He should, right? So what happens if he doesn't? Are you dudes gonna hold Canelo accountable? Pretty sure you're not, because you guys didn't hold him accountable when he said he wanted to be undisputed at 154 and didn't do that. When he said he wanted to be undisputed at 160, didn't do that. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden he says he wants to be undisputed in 168, and all of a sudden Canelo's a man of his word. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. We're talking about Andrade. We're talking about the road to a 3-weight world champion, Demetrious Boo Boo Andrade. I can't wait to see my guy back in the ring, see what he does at 168, see what he looks like, see what he's able to produce, you know what I mean? And I'm just excited about the future for Demetrious Boo Boo Andrade. But let me know what you guys think, man. Hit it up in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And everybody, and I do mean everybody, hit that goddamn like button. But until next time, I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.
Terrence Crawford just said that Canelo Alvarez won't fight Charlo Andre. He avoids tough black guys.
Underneath them, I already know it. Just like Devin Haney. They ain't fighting Devin Haney. When they have Davis or Sean Porter or Terrence Crawford, Demetrious, they're not fighting.